And welcome back. More on the story that has dominated the news this week. The Senate, what the Democrats call the torture report. I'm joined now by Senator Ron Wyden. He's a Democrat from Oregon, member of the Senate Intelligence Committee, and somebody who, frankly, was pushing your leader, Senator Dianne Feinstein, to get this report done and be made public. Senator Wyden, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Thank you.
First, let me get your reaction to Vice President Cheney, who obviously has not a lot of respect for this report.
Well, first of all, with respect to waterboarding, and the Vice President is obviously comfortable with it. I consider it to be torture. And just to correct the record, when the Japanese were prosecuted for using it against our guys in World War II, it was at the Tokyo trials. So I think it's important to set the record straight.
Well, let me ask you, though. He says this thing is partisan. That has been some of the criticism, even from folks that agree with some of the conclusions, who say, you know what, though? You have no chance to see real reform at the CIA because the CIA can now easily dismiss this as a partisan report.
Facts aren't partisan, Chuck. We reviewed 6 million pages of documents. The full report has 38,000 footnotes. And what we sought to do was very careful, and that is to take the statements the CIA made to the American people, made to the Congress, made to the Justice Department, made to the President, and we compared it to their own internal communications in real time. There are a mountain of contradictions.
I understand that you used nothing but CIA material, CIA-provided material, but no interviews. The CIA says, Director Brennan said that he would have been pleased to talk to Senate investigators, that plenty of CIA agents were even talking to the Justice Department. Why didn't you take up the CIA? I know for a while they weren't giving you access, but eventually they said they were going to give you, and you guys decided not to take them up on it. Why?
It's a little more complicated than that. The report and the Justice Department inquiry went on at the same time, so we weren't able to interview the CIA. So we thought that it was important to get materials that could be verified and documented. So we looked at the communications that CIA officers were making in real time about torture. Now, during that period, everybody knew that we were having this inquiry, and certainly none of the people writing op-eds have come forward and said, oh, we would have liked to be interviewed at that time. Suffice it to say, I'll speak for myself and my colleagues, we would be happy to have talked to them.
Do you think there should be criminal prosecutions?
The Justice Department has been clear with respect to that there are not going to be. I hope they'll review the new facts. But
you want them to change their mind?
I want them to review the new facts. But what I'm especially troubled by is John Brennan on Thursday really opened the door to the possibility of torture being used again. And that's why it's so important that our report come out. And what I intend to do with my colleagues right when we come back is I intend to introduce legislation to make it clear, for example, that if torture is used in the future, there would be a basis to prosecute.
Is Director Brennan fit to serve the CIA?
Director Brennan, particularly on Thursday, said some important things and also left out some things that were important. For example, he indicated that he would no longer be using the terms with respect to torture, that the information would be otherwise unavailable. That's a real vindication of the committee, because we showed that we were able to find bin Laden, find KSM without torture, so that was good. What I was troubled also about was that he undercut the Panetta Review. The Panetta Review really agreed with what the committee found.
Well, but I go back. Director Brennan, you're comfortable with him running the CIA?
Not at this point.
You think the president should fire him?
I want to give him the chance to end this culture of denial, to deal with the misrepresentations. If he doesn't do that, we're going to have to get somebody who will.
Is there photographs in your report that you guys redacted?
I'm not going to get into what was redacted. I lost some battles with respect to redactions, but I think the report does tell an important story. It tells it accurately, and it is a particularly timely report now, given the fact that John Brennan really opened the door to the possibility of torture again when he was asked, in effect, what he thought, and he said that's for future times.
Is there more of this report that you think should be released?
I would like to see the entire report
6,000?
declassified.
All right. Senator Ron Wyden, Democrat from Oregon. Thanks for sharing your
views.
views.
Thank you.